Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a spread for Pentagon's new album, Summer. It came out a couple weeks ago and I've been really excited for it, so of course I had to do a spread on it. I've actually already done a spread for the title track, Humph, so if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. So when it came to the lettering, I decided to just do my basic calligraphy lettering, and I wanted to use colors that were really in the concept photos that I was going to be using. So the main colors, it seemed like, for this album were blue and yellow. So I wanted to use those, but in the concept photos, there is a lot of green because there's a lot of greenery behind them. They're in trees and, forest looking areas and things like that. So I decided to add some leaves onto the lettering as well to kind of tie in all of that greenery into the colors of the spread. And I actually end up using green quite a bit in this spread. The main colors end up being blue, yellow, and green, which I really like. So if you're interested in seeing how I typically do my lettering in a little bit more detailed tutorial, make sure to go check out my how to hand lettering video where I talk about how I personally do my hand lettering and maybe some tips and tricks for you if you're starting out. So if you've been watching my videos for a while or you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen that I really like Dutch door spreads, especially for spreads that I want to include a lot of content in, like that I have a lot of pictures for, but I also want to do like a significant amount of writing. So I really like to do these Dutch door spreads because it gives you more space for pictures or more space to write like on the back of the part that flips up and things like that. So I've done a couple of different kinds, like that are just like straight up and down rectangular, and I've done one for Shalala actually that is like kind of triangular, and I've recently seen people doing ones that are more circles, like a circle in the center. I've actually seen someone do a heart, which I think is really cool. So for this, I decided to try a circle, and I think it turned out pretty cool. It's definitely something that I want to try again. Also, if you've been watching my recent videos, you know that I bought a set of washi tape. I really didn't have any washi tapes before other than the BTS ones that came in the Season's Greetings package. So I bought some washi tape to try out, and I've been using it quite a bit, and as you can see, I'm using it here. I didn't actually plan to use it, otherwise I probably would have put it down before I glued the picture down instead of trying to use my X-Acto knife to cut around it. And I also ended up using it at the bottom on the left-hand side because I wanted like a big block of color, and I started to do my typical, style of just coloring a giant block of color with my markers, but I didn't have a marker that I felt like matched the washi tape at that point, and I wanted it to match the background. So I just decided to just actually use the same washi tape, and I did it across the bottom of the page. Okay, so I know that I have rambled about washi tape a lot already in this video, but I just want to say that I really didn't think that I needed washi tape. I didn't think it was essential to the journaling process, and of course, you can do cool journal spreads without washi tape. I'm totally not saying that at all. However, it does add a really cool effect to your spreads. It's a really easy way to put in some accent colors. It has totally been a game changer for me ever since I ordered these washi tapes. So if you do journals or any sort of bullet journaling, K-pop journaling, whatever, I do recommend getting you some washi tapes. There are tons of sets you can try on Amazon for a decent price. Totally recommend it. Also, I decided I wanted to do more leaves since I incorporated leaves into the lettering. And like I said, a lot of the pictures have greenery behind them. And I wanted to give the Dutch door thing a little bit more, just more to it other than just being a circle. So I added these leaves on to it, and I think it's a cool effect. I am pretty impressed that I came up with it. As you can see, a lot of times I sketch out what I'm going to do in the spread before I actually start it. However, it doesn't always end up being exactly how I planned it. I really just do that to sort of give myself an idea of how big to print pictures and things like that. And I always end up changing it. I don't think I've ever done a spread that turns out exactly how I originally planned it, but I think that's okay. It's part of the creative process. So if your spreads don't turn out exactly how you planned them or exactly how you picture them, that's okay. It's just part of being creative and going with the flow and things like that. So another thing that I see people do a lot is these like color samples, and it's just like a circle of the colors that they use in the spreads. I think it's a lot more common in like digital spreads, but I've seen people do them in physical spreads as well. So I wanted to try that in this, and I actually ended up really loving it. I think I'm going to do that more. It's just such like a cool little design aspect. I don't know. I just really liked it a lot, and I definitely want to do more of that in the future. So I wanted to do this section at the bottom as sort of like my favorite song on the album. Which of course, I think that Humph is probably honestly my favorite song on the album, but since I already did a spread for that, I wanted to pick a different song that wasn't the title track. So I picked Summer, and I wanted to do this little snippet of the lyrics at the bottom. And at first, I just wrote it with my Micron, and I didn't like how it turned out. I thought it looked too plain. I thought my handwriting didn't look very good. So I went back in with my Tombow calligraphy pen and made it look more like calligraphy, and thank goodness it turned out way better, because at first I was so worried. I was like, great, I ruined this. I'm gonna have to pull up all this washi tape and start over. And I was also really nervous about smearing, because even though washi tape is technically like paper tape, it is a different texture, and so it doesn't dry quite the same as when you draw right onto paper. So I was super worried about it, but thankfully it turned out okay, and I am really happy with it. And then I decided to go in with some more mini leaves just to bring in more of the leaf theme that I had going on. And I just thought it added more to the spread and gave it a little bit of extra decoration. Also, I'm sorry that some of this has been out of frame. When I'm doing a spread like this, I get very involved in it, and sometimes I kind of forget that I'm filming, and I forget to check and make sure that everything is in frame. But don't worry, I'll give you a full look at it all when it's over, so you'll get to see everything. I'm sorry that you didn't actually get to see me gluing everything down. So I decided to just write about my overall thoughts on the album instead of doing like each individual song. And basically, as you know, I love Pentagon. They are one of my favorite groups. I love their sound. I love that they produce their own songs, their own music. They are so incredibly talented. In my opinion, they have one of the best vocal lines in the industry. They are so amazing, and I am always excited to get new music for them. I love that they can do like silly songs and fun songs, but still really show their talent and how amazing they are. So this is the final spread for summer. I think this is honestly one of my favorite spreads of all time that I have done. It took me forever, but I love the result. I couldn't stop looking at it once I finished it. I couldn't help but share it with my friends and stuff instead of waiting until I actually posted this video. So let me know what you think of this spread and what you think of the album. And if you don't stan Pentagon, please check them out. They are amazing. So as always, if you like this video, please make sure to subscribe. I'm almost to 100 subscribers, which is amazing. I really appreciate the support. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.